In this video for Positive Maths, we're going to look at the Junior Cert Ordinary Level paper. It's the sample paper for 2014, question 8 from paper 1. We're told that Olive cycled to the shop to get some milk for her tea. She cycled along a particular route and returned by the same route. The graph below shows the different stages of her journey. So before we look at the questions, we'll just look at the graph. Along the y-axis, we have the distance from home along the route in kilometers. Along the x-axis, we have the time in minutes. So we can see that at 0 minutes, she started off on her journey. From 0 to 20 minutes, she traveled a distance of 5 kilometers. She stayed at that distance. And then from 35 minutes to 45 minutes, she traveled again. Part 1. We're asked how long did Olive stay in the shop? So we know that at the top of the graph, at 5 kilometers, that's where the distance did not change. So this is when she was at the shop. So that's between 20 minutes and 35 minutes. So she stayed at the shop for 15 minutes. Part 2. How far from her home is the shop? So if we look at the y-axis, she travelled from her house at 0 kilometers, 5 kilometers to the shop and back again. So the shop is 5 kilometers from her house. Part 3, we're asked to compare the speed of her trip to the shop with her speed on the way home. We want to notice that we're given the distance on the y-axis. We're given the time on the x-axis. So if we're looking for speed, we need to use our distance, speed, and time triangle. So if we're looking for speed, we cover the S, and we find that speed is equal to distance over time. So when asked to compare the speed of her trip to the shop with her speed on the way home, we're going to find the speed from her home to the shop, find her speed from the shop on the way home, and see how they're different. So speed 1 will be from her home to the shop. This is going to be distance 1 over time 1. So our distance 1 is going to be the distance she travelled. So this is 5 kilometers. And the time is going to be in between when she left the house and when she got to the shop. So this is from here to here. So that's 20 minutes. So her speed is 0.25 kilometers per minute. Just being careful that we use the units that we're given. So kilometers and minutes. So therefore the speed is kilometers per minute. Speed 2 then is going to be the second distance home over the time it took her to get home. So we know that the distance is the same. But now it took from 35 minutes when she left the shop to 45 minutes. So that's 10 minutes to get home. So it took 0.5 kilometers per minute. So if we're comparing the speed of her trip to the shop with her speed on the way home, we can say her speed on the way home was twice the speed of her journey to the shop. And part 4 asks us to write a paragraph to describe her journey. We'll start off by saying Olive travelled 5 kilometers to the shop. Her journey there took 20 minutes. She stayed in the shop for 15 minutes. She travelled home 5 kilometers in 10 minutes. For more information, visit PositiveMaths.ie, email us at info@PositiveMaths.ie, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching.